Well, good evening to you from Munfordville, Kentucky, Hart County High School and Ricky Line Court. Tonight, the Barren County Trojans and Trojanettes play their third game in 4 days, and this time on the road, coming up 31W to Munfordville to take on Hart County's Raiders and Lady Raiders. Jay Turner with Robert Bauer here, courtside from Hart County High School. Glad to have you along listening tonight here on 103.7 Nash Icon and also online at 104thescore.com. Trojanettes come in 16-4, Hart County 11-8 on this season. Lady Raiders under fourth-year head coach John Bird. The Trojanettes under fourth-year head coach Piper Lindsay. The Hart County Lady Raiders ranked number 10 in the Region 5 rankings this week. Barren County stayed at number 2 in the 4th Region rankings this week. Of course, the Lady Raiders out of District 18 in Region 5, at a very tough Region 5. They play with Greene County, LaRue County, and Caverna. Greene County right now on top of the district standings on the girls' side at 5-0. Hart County is 3-3. LaRue County 1-3, and Caverna at 1-4. But they play the likes of Elizabethtown and Bardstown, Bethlehem, the top 2 teams in Region 5 and a couple of the top teams in the state. They beat Washington County on Saturday night by a score of 67-49. Lady Raiders have won 4 straight. The Trojanettes have won 5 in a row and 8 of their last 9. Defeating Allen County Scottsville at home on Friday night in a district game to stay undefeated at 5-0 with a 63-53 win. And then Saturday night went on the road to Franklin Simpson, where they scored the most points in a game this year at 77. They defeated the Lady Cats 77-40 Saturday night. Trojanettes shooting at 49% from the field in that ball game and knocked down 10 threes out of 24 attempts, hit 9 of 12 free throws. Elizabeth Bertram had 27 points to lead Coach Piper Lindsay's ball club, and it was Katie Murphy that added 10 points in that game. Another busy week for Barren County. Tomorrow night we're on the road in Logan County. We've got Glasgow in a big district game at home on Friday night, and then we go to Todd County Central on Saturday. So, Robert, another busy week for Barren County High School basketball.
Another busy week, and started off on a Monday, a little different than normal. Not very many games in the 13 years I've been doing it with you on Monday night. So this is an oddity, and we've talked about, we've had a couple of those actually in the last 2 weeks, but the oddity of the schedule. But you show up, you play, and it looks like that's what the girls did very well on Saturday night. Well, the way they shot the ball, you just went over the stats, but 10 threes is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
No matter what girls team you're talking about, that's an abnormal stat for us, especially when you look at 5 different kids hitting threes. If we shoot the ball at 50% from 3, we're going to win a whole lot of games. I know we've won games, but that's the kind of shooting night you're going to have to compete with the Bowling Greens of the world that have given us 2 of our 4 losses.
Right. And, of course, the other 2 losses were to Elizabethtown, one of the top teams in the state, and Anderson County, who was rated number 7 in the state this week. Still have one more top 10 team to play in the state, and that's Casey County, and that's coming up in a couple of weeks. So you can't say that Trojanette's schedule has not been a tough one, because it has.
Yeah, we don't have a bad loss on there, and that's what you try to avoid. You know, looking over Hart County's schedule, they have lost 8 games, and out of those 8 games, maybe Caverna is their only bad loss. So there's not a whole lot of teams when you look at it that you play with winning records outside of the really good teams. So you come in here, you take advantage of a Monday night getting to play instead of having to practice, which you always like, no matter what, if you're a 15, 16-year-old kid, and you have a good, decent opponent that's won 4 in a row. So you need to end the streak for them tonight and keep ours going.
We'll continue more of our Zaxby's pregame report when we come back to Munfordville. Zaxby's with a new Caribbean jerk filet sandwich or boneless wings meal, and that's served on a toasted potato bun. Make it a meal with the crinkle fries and a 22-ounce Coca-Cola freestyle drink. That's at Zaxby's. We'll be back after this break. This is Barren County High School basketball presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 103.7 Nash Icon. Back here at Hart County High School gym in Munfordville. Jay Turner with Robert Bauer. Greg Bowens on the studio control board tonight. Lady Raiders 11-8, Barren County 16-4. And the Lady Raiders have gone through 6 coaching changes in the last 10 years, and one of those being John Bird. He's back for his 4th season here at Hart County. Second time around, he coached the girls team 2010 to 2013. He coached the boys team from 1998 to 2007, and another year in there, 2009 to 2010. So he's been around the block for quite some time here at Hart County. A team that's averaging 57.4 points a game. In their last 4 ball games, Hart County is averaging 63 points a game. And they shoot 37% from the field, 26.2% from behind the arc. They've hit 65 threes this year. And they average or shoot 65.8% from the foul line, averaging 31 rebounds a game. And you look at some of their records over the past few years. Last year they went 11-20, but they were the 18th district runner-up and lost to Elizabethtown in the 5th region tournament by 50 points, 71-21. And they've not had a winning season since you have to go back to 2011 when they went 20-10. They went to the 18th district runner-up. They were district runners-up and went to the 5th region tournament that year. Barren County has won 6 straight against the Lady Raiders. Last year 74-39, and played it here at Hart County last year. The boys didn't play each other, so they worked out a situation where both teams will play, but came back here to play for the doubleheader. 74-39 last year, 60-32 2 years ago. Been some blowouts, been some close ones, and I guess the closest game between Barren and Hart was in 2015 when the Trojanettes won 63-56. Hart County's last win over the Trojanettes came in 2013 when they won 52-47. Now, Hart County has won 11 games this year. Most of those have been against district teams. Caverna, 60-47. LaRue, 54-44 and 59-48. They beat Metcalf 78-64. They put up 81 points against Butler County to their 60. And then beat Logan County by 20. Franklin Simpson by 15. John Hardin by 3. Beat Taylor County by 37. Cumberland County by 11. And Washington County by 18. And their losses, they've had some close losses to Marshall County, 67-59, and Warren East, 60-56. They lost to Glasgow by 22, and Caverna by 15, Central Hardin by 16, and they've lost to Greene County twice in 18th district play. So, and they're a team, Robert, three girls that average over 14 points a game.
Well, you mentioned they put up a ton of points a game, and talking to Coach Bird earlier, he said one of those girls that averages 14 a game is questionable tonight.
Right.
The Adcock girl. So they need their big 3, if you will, that average those 14 or so points a game to be able to play tonight. I think she's out with a hamstring injury. He said she not out completely. Let's say she's going to try to give it a go and maybe be on limited minutes, or at least see how it feels to try to come back and play down the stretch for them.
At Hart County, a rather young ball club. They start an 8th grader at the point, as does Barren County with Katie Murphy. Dee Bradley, 5-foot 8th grader that averages 14 points a game. And then you throw in Sturgeon, who's a sophomore. Christie's a freshman. Gatta's a sophomore. Only a couple of seniors on this basketball team for the Lady Raiders, so a very young team overall.
You got to start somewhere, and as you mentioned the record last year and their runner-up getting to the regional tournament makes a big difference when you're trying to build a ball club. So a winning record is definitely in the possibility for them this year when you look down the stretch at their schedule. Even though when you look at the teams that they've beaten, they have not beat a team with a winning record. We talked about that a lot last year with the teams that we played, and really a lot this year. There's just not a whole lot of teams with winning records out there. You play who's on your schedule, and you take care of business, and that's what they've done for 11 games this year.
And Hart County's a team that went to the state tournament back in 2002. It's been 18 years ago. They went to the Elite 8 in 2002, and that was under Tommy Adams at that time, if you remember Tommy Adams.
Yeah, sure do.
Hart County.
They went 3 years in a row. I think they went from 2000, 2001, 2002 to Sweet 16.
Trojanettes are averaging 67 points a game in the last 5 ball games. They've scored 70 or more 4 times this year, and one of those at 77-40 went over Franklin Simpson on Saturday night. Overall, the Trojanettes are averaging 60.3 points a game, giving up 46.7, and they shoot 42.1% from the field, hit 95 threes so far this year at almost 30% from behind the arc, 64% at the line, and 27 rebounds a game. So the Trojanettes favored here by 22 on paper over Hart County tonight. We're going to come back with more of our pregame coverage in a moment. Always remember, if you find a vehicle on DonFranklinAuto.com, Don Franklin will then bring that vehicle to Glasgow and let you experience the Don Franklin difference. More of the Zaxby's pregame report when we return to Munfordville. This is Barren County High School basketball presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 103.7 Nash Icon.
games, where actually there's 3 doubleheaders and 1 single game tonight involving 4th region teams. Clinton County girls and boys are at Campbellsville. Russell County girls and boys are at Cumberland County. Metcalfe County girls and boys are at Monroe County. And Edmondson County girls are at Franklin Simpson tonight. That's all that's on the slate for tonight's high school basketball action. We'll take a look at tonight's lineups. They're brought to you by SCRTC. Get things started with SCRTC's fast and reliable internet speeds today. For John Bird's Lady Raiders, they'll start tonight. Dee Bradley, a 5-foot 8th grader, averaging 14.2 points a game. Haley Sturgeon, a 5'6 sophomore, averaging 14.4 points and almost 5 rebounds a game. Kinley Christie, 5'9 freshman, averages 4.5 points a game. J.C. Getta, 5'5 sophomore, averages 3.2. And Markathia Thompson, 5'5 junior, that averages just over 1 point a game for the Lady Raiders. It's not sure how much time tonight Kylie Adcock will play. The 5'6" sophomore suffering from a hamstring, according to Coach John Barren, and another player that averages just over 14 points a game. We'll see if she gets some playing time tonight. Fourth-year coach Piper Lindsay, assistant coaches Scott Chapman and Chad Withrow with a record of 16-4. Katie Murphy, 5'5", 8th grader, averaging almost 3.5 points a game. Elizabeth Bertram, a 5'7" senior that averages 20.4 points a game, still the number one scorer in the 4th region, and also was voted the number one player in the 4th region in the preseason poll. Has already signed to play college basketball next year at Campbellsville University. Raven Ennis, a 5'9" sophomore, averaging 9.5 points and 5.3 rebounds a game. Carly Delk, 5'9" senior, averaging 8 points and 5 rebounds a game. She signed a golf scholarship with Campbellsville University recently. And Eve Jackson is the other starter for the Trojanettes, 5'9" senior that averages 7 points a game. So there's your starting lineups. Of course, first of 4 games this week, and this is the third of 4 in this stretch of games. And the big game coming up Friday night with the Glasgow Lady Scotties. Right now, the Trojanettes can seal the number 1 seed in the district with a win on Friday night over Glasgow.
It's a big game for them. Obviously, there's a couple of games in the way before they can start looking at that. And the one tomorrow night's a big game for them as well. So it's just one game at a time, and you worry about Glasgow when they get there, but you ultimately, you can't help from knowing in the back of your mind that that's on the horizon Friday night, and get a big hurdle, a season goal out of the way, claiming that number 1 spot in the district.
Of course, Glasgow's 2-1 in district play. Allen County Scottsville is 1-3, and Monroe County and in the 4th seed right now at 0-4. We're going to come back and get set for the tip-off of tonight's first game. And, we talked about this. It's always a 5:30 start when we come to Munfordville because Hart County plays a lot of different teams that are in the Eastern time zone. So it's a chance for those teams to get back earlier in the night instead of waiting till, which is actually 6:30 Eastern time when you start the girls' game. But if you stayed at the 6 o'clock time slot every game, then it would be 7 o'clock Eastern time, putting those teams back home really late at night.
And really, the majority of teams in their region are in the Eastern time zone. It's really only their district that plays on the Central time zone like we do.
And LaRue County's in the Eastern time zone.
Right.
And then you've got Greene and Caverna, of course, in the Central time zone. So that kind of messes it up a little bit, but that's just how it all lays out. All right, we'll be back with the tip-off of the Trojanettes and the Lady Raiders as we continue our coverage of Barren County High School basketball, presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 103.7 Nash Icon. And back here at Hart County High School in Munfordville, the Trojanettes here in game one of our doubleheader. And we talked about last year the Trojanettes got a 74-39 win here on the road against pretty much the same team, Lady Raider basketball team. So they returned all their starters from last year.
That's right. They played really good against them last year. Hopefully we can do the same. Jumped on them pretty early. I was thinking maybe the reason they started 5:30 is because they said these officials, same crew, called 30 fouls in the first half, and it took an hour to play the first half the other night. So just kidding, of course, but about the time, but not about the stats. That's what they said for the fouls. So hopefully we won't have a repeat of that. We'll have a really clean game. We can hold Hart County to 30% shooting, 20% on threes like we did last year, and I think only one kid for them actually got into double figures, which is much different than their actual stats because they have three kids, as you mentioned, that average over 14 a game.
The officials out of Region 5, of course, brought to you by Scotty's Contracting in Stone, committed to providing all customers the same level, the highest quality, no matter the size of the project. We'll have the Farmers RECC Jackie Browning Memorial Opening Tip-Off, and our first quarter of action sponsored by South Central Bank. Small enough to know you, big enough to help. Barren County is down to our right with burgundy uniforms tonight. Gold letters Barren County across the front of their jerseys. Barren on top and County on the bottom underneath the number, which is in black, outlined in gold. And the Hart County Lady Raiders to our left, down on the floor with white uniforms, green numbers and letters outlined in orange with orange stripes. Hart County moving left to right. Barren County coming right to left. And we seem to be having some technical problems with our connection here, so we may just have to drop out for a moment, and then we'll come back to you by way of cell phone. So stay tuned. And we apologize for technical difficulties. Barren County has jumped out to a 5-0 lead on Hart County. A 3 and a 2 by Elizabeth Bertram, Peoples Bank 3. And Barren County going to commit a foul as Carly Delk on the other side of the floor. She fouls Bradley, and that is the first foul of the basketball game.
Foul on the Trojanettes, 45, Carly Delk.
And so it'll be Hart County's basketball at midcourt across the way. As the inbounds pass comes from Sturgeon to Bradley, and she'll set it up for Hart County. Sends it back over to Sturgeon. They go down to the corner to Christie. Christie brings it halfway out, trying to curl into the lane. And now we'll have to reverse it back out. Around to the right side it goes to Guetta. And back out it comes to Sturgeon. Bounce pass left side to Bradley. Bradley cuts back left, trying to make a move inside. It's cut off in there by Murphy. Back in the right corner, they give it to Christie. Now Christie will send it back out to Guetta. Back to Christie now, long range right. 5:33 to play here in the opening quarter. Barren County with a 5-0 lead. Bradley with the basketball, top of the circle. Had it smacked out of her hands by Murphy there for a moment. Now she wants to drive. Murphy goes to the deck. That's going to be an offensive foul on Bradley.
Good job by Katie. Sliding her feet, not a textbook charge where you're just planted there waiting for the offensive player to come at you. So good matchup there. Hart County's already turned it over 3 times, only 1 shot in 2.5 minutes.
Hart County, an extended 2-3 zone on the Trojanettes as Murphy works around to the right side. Bounce pass in the corner to Bertram and try to force it in there to Ennis. It's going to be picked off in there by new player of the ball game. That is Thompson. And here comes Bradley across the timeline for Hart County. She'll give it off left side now to Sturgeon. Sturgeon comes out around to the left of the key. Now gives it in there to inside. Shot put up, no good. We're going to get a foul. And this time it will be on Raven Ennis. Her first, team second. And at the line for Hart County will be Kenley Christie. She's a 52% foul shooter on the year. 5'9" freshman that averages 4.5 points a game. Puts the first one up. It is no good.
Raven swatted down, and even though it kind of looked like she deflected the ball, she has to understand that when she's not in perfect position to block, we can't pick up cheap fouls, especially early, because if she's in foul trouble, she's not on the floor, and we need her out there.
Christie gets the second free throw toss to put the Raiders on the scoreboard now. It's 5-1. Bertram cut off in the corner now, trapped, has to get rid of the basketball after Murphy. Touch pass down to Delk, and she lays it in.
Good look by Katie. The trap actually spread the floor out for us.
Good enough for an Edward Jones financial advisor, Jamie Harris assist. Let Jamie Harris of Edward Jones assist you today with financial planning. Hart County turns it over as Sturgeon lost it out of bounds against good defensive pressure by the Trojanettes. So Barren County will get it right back, leading 7-1 with 4:36 to play here in the first quarter. Ennis will toss it in. It comes out to Murphy. Murphy bounce pass right side to Jackson. Now Jackson looking. One dribble. Bounces back out to Murphy. Back over to Jackson. Long range right. Down to the corner goes to Bertram. Bertram dribbles it halfway out. Looking cross court. Goes underneath to Ennis. High off the glass. Good.
That was a tough catch. She threw it up on her tiptoes and had to catch it and go up with it.
9-1. Pressure in the backcourt by Barren. And Bradley splits the defenders down the middle of the lane. Goes up with a floater and good.
Their best look they've had so far. An easy press break.
Not bad for an 8th grader out there for Hart County. Here's Bertram driving. Swings it up. It's no good. Ball slapped out by Delk. In the lane. Murphy throws it up. It's no good. Got to get a foul on Hart County. And it will be charged to Haley Sturgeon. Her first, team second. And Katie Murphy at the charity stripe for Barren County. 52%er on the year. First one is up and good. Nothing but net. 10-3 Barren County. 3:57 to play here in the opening quarter. Katie Murphy scored 10 points Saturday night down at Franklin Simpson. Second shot is on the way and it drops in. And now there's the press on by Barren County. 1-2-1-1. Zone court press. Pass is deflected. Caught by Ennis at midcourt. She lost the handle. Going to be called for a traveling violation.
Couldn't quite control it after she had to spin around and head back on the offensive end.
Kylie Adcock is going to check in the ball game now. 5'6" sophomore that averages 14 points a game, and also in for Hart County, number 25, Katie Heath, a 5'8" senior. And Bradley gets rid of the basketball to Sturgeon on the left side. Back out to Bradley. Now Bradley making a move on the left. Backs out behind the arc. Takes it halfway to the corner. Reverses it back out. 3:35 left to go in the first. It's 11-3 Barren County. Sturgeon with it on the right side. Working against Murphy left. Cuts back right, then cuts back left. Wants to drive left of the lane. Splits the defenders and puts it up and in.
Shouldn't happen. All the way from the top of the key.
11-5. Here comes Murphy down the lane. Had it stripped loose. Bradley's got it for Hart County going the other way. Bradley Down the lane, puts it up and in.
You see why they're able to score a lot. They don't waste time going end to end.
11-7 now. Barren County's lead has dwindled to 4. Here's Ennis with another left wing. Picked off. The other way. Here comes Adcock with it for Hart County. All the way to the rack. Puts it up. Missed the layup. Jackson with a rebound for Barren. Long pass down the floor. Right side. Bertram. Steps back. Shoots the 3 ball. It's good. 2 People's Bank threes for Elizabeth Bertram. She's got 8. Barren County leads at 14-7. Bradley in the front court. Angles off left side. Gives to Adcock. Fakes. Trying to get around Delk. She can't. Has to bring it back out. And we've got an official timeout here. As
looks like Katie's limping a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. She was holding her throat there for a second. I'm not. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of her. I don't think she's limping because of an injury or anything. She just maybe got the breath knocked out. 14-7, Barren, 2.5 to play here in the first quarter. And here's Bradley with the basketball. Leaves in the corner with Adcock on the left-hand side. Brings it halfway out, turns and throws it back to Bradley in the corner. Sends it out to Sturgeon. Now Sturgeon out top with the basketball. Trying to get things set up. They set a screen for her out top, but she goes left, drives it right into a crowd and puts it up and in and draws a foul. Wow. Foul is on Eve Jackson. That is her first. Barren County's third of the half. And at the line, Haley Sturgeon. Man, the shot is on the way, and it rims good. Old-fashioned three-point play for Sturgeon. 14-10. Barren County with a 4-point lead and 2:13 to go here in the first quarter.
After turning it over on 3 of their first 4 possessions, Hart County's hit 4 of their last 5 field goals here to make it just a 4-point game with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah. Bertram with the basketball against the 2-3 zone for Hart County. Macy Lockhart's in the ball game now. Ennis down to Delk on the baseline. Throws it back out to Jackson for the 3. No, it's off the back of the iron. Ennis with the offensive rebound. Has to send it back out to Bertram. Hooks it back to Ennis. One dribble going up. Has it blocked from behind and a foul. And I believe it may be on Adcock. We'll check it. It is. And that is her first and the team's third.
At the line for the Trojanettes.
Katie looks like she's going to get ready to check back in. We need her defensively.
Yes. Ennis hits the free throw. She shoots 72.5% from the line on the season. So Eve Jackson will take a seat to get a breather here. 1:49 to play in the first, and the second shot goes in for Raven Ennis, and she has 4. It's 16-10, Barren County. Bradley in the backcourt, being pressured by Murphy, takes it down, racing to the basket, had it back from behind, and a turnover. Here comes Barren County's Elizabeth Bertram. Feeds it off through the hands of Delk and out of bounds. That was intended for Murphy, I think, but Delk was kind of flashing down the right side of the lane there.
That's a tough catch for a big on the run. Can't really stop, get your feet, and have to make the catch all at the same time. So I think you're right, it was.
And now we got a whistle. And she stepped on the sideline. Apparently, Hart County fans disagree.
They were maybe closer to the play than the official was. So maybe they had a better look.
Yeah. So Barren County will have the basketball. Comes in the middle to Ennis. Over to Bertram for the 3 ball. It's no good. Delk tried to go for the rebound and slapped it out of bounds. So the ball comes back to Hart County with 1:24 left to play here in the first quarter.
We hit our first 2 threes. Elizabeth hit the first 2 she shot, and we missed the last 2.
Barren is 4 of 4 at the charity stripe here in the early going. Here's a lob, almost picked up by Murphy, but caught by Sturgeon. She drives in, try to hook it off down in there to Thompson, deflected out of bounds by Ennis, and it'll stay with Hart County in front of the Barren County bench down to our right. This ball comes out to Bradley. Bradley's got a black shoe on her right foot and a white shoe on her left foot. A little different combination there. Now they step back, shoot the 3. That's Adcock. It is no good. Rebound yanked down by Delk. She gives it to Murphy. Murphy sends it off to Ennis. Nice pass, and here's Ennis with a 6-footer. They won't go. And the ball's tapped, and Sturgeon has it for Hart County up the left sideline. Drives, trying to split the defenders. Going to have a reach-in foul. And who'd they put it on? 45. It's Carly Delk, her second, and the team's fourth. So Carly's going to have to come out of the ball game, replaced by Taylor Harlow, 5'9" freshman. 51 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Barren County up by 6. As they get the ball in play, but they throw it away on the inbounds pass.
We have 8 turnovers. We're not much better. We've got 5 here in the first quarter, so not a very smooth first quarter by either team.
Barren County's Katie Murphy. Middle of the front court against the 2-3 zone. Take it away from her. Sturgeon. Sturgeon will take it to the basket and lays it in. She's got 7 points in this quarter. Quickly down the floor. Bertram, off-balance shot, no good. Going to be a blocking foul on Thompson.
Really lucky because Elizabeth just took her shoulder and kind of created the contact herself. You thought she might have got the charge.
So Elizabeth Bertram at the line, 77.2% on the year. And the first one's good. That gives her 9 points, knocking down a couple of threes, which now adds up to 48 three-point shots of the year for Elizabeth Bertram. Heath checks out for Hart County, and they've got Zoe Chaplin in the ballgame, a 5'11" freshman for Coach John Bird. Free throw comes off for Bertram, and Hart County with a rebound. First miss from the line here in the first quarter after hitting 5 straight. 17-12, Barren County with a 5-point lead, 24 seconds to play. Sturgeon out front, gives it to Bradley. Bradley gets a screen, now wants to penetrate down to the lane, loses a handle, and Ennis picks it up off the floor, heads the other way with it for the Trojanettes. She'll slow it up, send it across over to Bertram to the right side. Out front it comes to Murphy. 9 seconds to play in the quarter. Bertram open for the 3, doesn't take it, goes down in there to Harlow. She goes over the shot and a foul on Chaplin.
Foul Raiders 11, Zoe Champlain.
And that will be the 5th team foul of the Lady Raiders here in the first half. Taylor Harlow, a 5'9" freshman, averaging 1.3 points a game. First one in there. Emma Hughes checks into the Trojanet lineup. She'll come in for Raven Ennis with 5.3 seconds to go here in the quarter. Barren County with an 18-12 lead. Second shot for Harlow. It's going to bounce in. 19-12. Full court pressure by Barren County. As Sturgeon gets the ball in play to Adcock. She heads up court with it. Down the right, she walks, throws up a desperation shot off the backboard, and that's the end of the first quarter. After one, here in Munfordville, it is Barren County 19 and Hart County 12. We'll come back to the second quarter in a moment. This is Barren County High School basketball presented by Don Franklin Auto Glasgow on 103.7 Nash Icon. Back with the second quarter here from Hart County High School in Munfordville. And it's sponsored by Southern States Glasgow Co-op. Barren County Trojanettes 19, Hart County Lady Raiders 12. And it was Elizabeth Bertram scoring 9 of Barren County's 19 in the first period of play. Hart County will stay in that 2-3 zone. Murphy with the basketball, lobs it over to Bertram. It was almost picked up. Bertram driving to the baseline, and a floater, good with the left hand. 11 now for Elizabeth Bertram. The full court press is on by Barren County, the 1-2-1-1 zone court press. And Sturgeon breaks it, gets it in front court for Hart County. Down the left side, had it taken away from her. Katie Murphy's got it for the Trojanettes. Katie Murphy taking it all the way to the basket, had it stripped away from her by Dee Bradley. before she went up with a shot. On the other end, got a wide open layup that's missed, and rebounded there by Taylor Harlow off the missed shot from Thompson. 21-12 Barren County. Second quarter. Lob in the corner to Bertram in the left-hand corner. And here's Macy Lockhart trying to feed it to Harlow. Bobbled the basketball, lost it out of bounds. Turnover by Barren. How many is that, Robert?
2 this quarter, is 6 in the first, so it gives us 8 overall for the game compared to 10 for Hart County.
That's too many in 9 minutes of action, and then Hart County throws it away. So the Trojanettes will get it back with 7:06 to play here in the first half. As Macy Lockhart, 5'9" freshman, will throw it in to 8th grader Katie Murphy. Katie Murphy splits the defenders, picks it up at the free throw line. In trouble, triple team, and that's going to come back into the backcourt. And then the ball got kicked, but it's over and back call against the Trojanettes. So another TO for the Trojanettes here in the second quarter.
We've got 12, no, let's make that 9 turnovers and 11 shot attempts for the game. Not a good ratio.
Bradley with it on the left wing. Leaves it off with Sturgeon. Sturgeon driving, throwing up the shot. It's no good. Gets her own rebound. Back over Harlow. No. Ball gets batted around, and Hart County again comes up with it, and then we reach in and tie it up. Possession arrow goes back to Hart County as Lockhart and Hughes, I believe, reached in to tie that up. So Lady Raiders basketball. Raven Ennis will come back in for Coach Piper Lindsay for Taylor Harlow. 6:36 to play here in the first half. They feed it in the lane, and right into the lane there was Bradley. Had a lot of traffic there, and then the shot gets blocked by Ennis. And here comes Barren County as Bertram angles off to the right side. Out behind the arc now. Sends it in the lane. Lockhart with a shot. Good. Got a little 10-footer in the lane by freshman Macy Lockhart.
We're making our shots when we get shot attempts. We can't turn it over before we get down there and throw it up.
Here's a pass picked up by Emma Hughes. Feeds it to Bertram, and then she threw it away right in the hands of Thompson. And here comes Hart County with it again. Sturgeon with the basketball, drives in, throws it up against Ennis, no good. Raven Ennis gets the rebound. She kind of altered that shot. Here's Bertram on the right side. Hooks it down in there to Hughes, puts it up, missed the shot from about 4 feet away. And here comes Bradley with it, racing left side, cuts back right, throws it up on the run, and it's going to drop in. It was all over the rim and fell in. Got to be a foul on Barren County. And the first one on Elizabeth Bertram, 5 on the Trojanettes. Each team has 5 fouls here in the first half of play. We're going to get a couple of substitutions in for Coach John Bird. Number 14, August Neal, a 5'7" freshman. Also in the ball game is number 3, and that is Summer Phelps, a 5'9" senior. I had 6 players on the floor there for a moment. Had to bring Thompson off. So at the line is Bradley, and she's a 65.6% foul shooter on the year. 6 points for the 8th grader here in the first half. The shot's good. So she gets a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. 23-15 Trojanettes. Hart County stays 2-3, and they throw the ball over the head of Jackson and out of bounds.
It's really not a forced turnover.
No.
At all. That gives us 14, 15 turnovers in the first half.
So Hart County's basketball, Haley Sturgeon brings it over the left side, gets a screen there. Bradley now with the basketball. Splits the defenders, works around the key, throws it up in the lane, and it rims good for Dee Bradley. And she's got 9 points. And the lead is 6 for Barren, 23-17. Murphy finds Lockhart underneath, puts it up and missed the shot, and then the ball knocked out of bounds off the hand of Lockhart.
Good look, got to finish that one. Point blank range. Even though it was in traffic, you still cleared the ball and had nobody in front of you.
Yep. Hart County's basketball comes into play to Adcock. Adcock being chased in the backcourt, crosses it over to Bradley. Bradley, crossover move, almost walked with it, threw it away, right in the hands of Bertram, who stepped right in front of Sturgeon. And here's Bertram's pass down to Jackson. She almost walked with it. Inside, Bertram, and we're going to get a foul called on Hart County. And it's on Phelps. Her first, number 6 of the Lady Raiders in the first half. Now we got a technical foul call. It's on. Is it on Coach John Barren?
It's on John, and John didn't say much.
I didn't see what happened.
Didn't say much at all. He didn't agree with the foul that was called on his kid with Elizabeth. Elizabeth was in a lot of traffic. He didn't agree with it. He just said pretty much the extent of it. It wasn't a very good call, and the young kid who, as young officials do sometimes, took offense to it and teed him up.
Elizabeth Bertram, first technical free throw shot good. The second one's also good. She's got 13 points here in the first half. And it's 25-17. 4:50 to play here in the second quarter. It'll be Barren County's basketball across the way at midcourt. Bertram sends it out to Katie Murphy. Murphy back over to Bertram. Bertram with the left side. Crossover to Jackson. Now we got a whistle. 3 seconds in the lane. I don't know if Lockhart was in the lane too long or Raven Ennis.
I think it was Macy, just judging by the positioning.
And Hart County having trouble. Finally gets it in play to Sturgeon. She throws it up court now to Adcock. Adcock on the dribble in the left wing. They work it inside. Here's Adcock putting it up and in.
Didn't look like that hamstring's bothering at all.
Not on that move. 25-19. Bertram with the basketball, left elbow. Fires it in there to Ennis, and the shot is no good. Ball tips out, and Sturgeon's got it for Hart County. They're on the run. Takes it to the basket, puts it up and in, and draws a foul.
It's a great move. Use your body. Left hand, put it up off the window. They've made their last 4 in a row, and we've missed our last 3 in a row, and they've got a chance to cut it to a single possession game with this made free throw.
And Adcock is a pretty good, or rather Sturgeon's a pretty good free throw shooter. And she knocks it down, and she's got 8 points. And it's 25-22. Barren County lead is at 3. Bertram for a 3. Swish!
Got 3 of them.
Her third People's Bank three-point shot of the half. Puts it back up to 6 for the Trojanettes at 28-22. Right side is Adcock. She makes a move against Lockhart. Oh, we're going to get a foul on Jackson. You can hear the slap all the way up here. Eve Jackson picks up her second foul.
Foul on the Trojanettes, 32, Eve Jackson.
And that'll be 7 on the Trojanettes here in the first half. Kylie Adcock. And she's a very good free throw shooter as well at 82.5% on the season. First one on the way. Missed it.
Ultimately, I don't think Piper's very happy with their defense. A lot of one-on-one moves where the first defender's getting beat, nobody's helping, and they're getting to the rim right now, which is very uncharacteristic of a Trojanette defense, letting somebody do that.
Liberty Rice checks into the Trojanettes lineup. 5'5 juniors. Second one comes off. Rebound by Raven Ennis. Outlet pass comes to Liberty Rice. And now here's Bertram trying to drive. Baseline. Throws it to Lockhart. 12-footer. Left side. No good. Rebound taken by Sturgeon for Hart County. Racing out there with it. Had it swatted away by Ennis, and it goes out of bounds. 3:31 left in the first half. Barren County 28. Hart County 22. Cayman here's a 22-point favorite. And it's going to be Hart County's Kinley Christie to inbound the ball. Christie gets it in play to Phelps. Hands it back behind her to Christie. Gives it out to Adcock. Adcock trying to make a move. Goes left side, leaves it out there with Sturgeon. Sturgeon trying to make a move. Forces up the shot, and we're going to get a foul.
Don't agree with that one. Both kids straight up. They give it to Liberty.
First one on Liberty Rice, and that'll be 8 on the Trojanettes here in the first half. And 2 shots for Haley Sturgeon. 10 points in the first half for Sturgeon. And the first free throw is good. She's 3 for 3 now. 28-23, Barren County. Sturgeon. Left-handed shot up, no good. Came off an offensive rebound by Hart County. They kept it alive. That was August Neal. And now another foul. on the Trojanettes. Liberty Rice again. That'll be her second one.
No, I think they called it on Katie.
I thought they signaled 3-0.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
it was just 3. Okay. Well, if it's on Katie Murphy, that's her second. Well, she's coming out of the ball game. They don't have it on the board, but anyway, it's Christie at the charity stripe. 1 of 2 in the first quarter. This shot goes up, and it is coming off. Rebound to Ennis, and a foul on Hart County. And August Neal, her first, team 7, so that puts the Trojanettes in the bonus with 3:11 to go here in the second quarter.
I told you there'd be a lot of fouls, didn't we? 17 so far, and we still got 3 minutes to go in the first half.
And the free throw by Ennis is good. She's 3 out of 3 tonight. Her 5th point, 29-23. Trojanettes just can't pull away. And the second one is good. Bonus for Ennis gives her 6. 30-23, Barren County. 3:08 to play here in the first half. Bradley with the basketball goes right side to Adcock. Adcock turns against Emma Hughes, and we get a illegal screen against Hart County. And let's see who they're going to put it on. Is it on number 3?
Just 3, yep.
So that would be Phelps, number 2 on Phelps. And now that's number 17, the fouls, total fouls here in the first half, unless I missed one somewhere. Maybe 18.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Bertram, right side over to Rice. Rice looks, back out front, it comes to Ennis. Feeds it in there to Lockhart. Back left side wing, it comes to Bertram and back out to Ennis. Ennis in the key, sends it back over to Liberty Rice. Out front now to Lockhart. Rice looking inside for Bertram. Now Ennis with a long 3. No good, in and out. Rice with the offensive board, puts it back up, had it blocked. Looked like a foul there, though. Now Ennis with the basketball. Out to Bertram. 3-ball right side. No good. Hits the top of the backboard. And go get a foul called on Barren County.
That may be the worst foul call.
I didn't see a foul at all. I was looking at the ball hitting the top of the backboard.
That's the worst foul call they've called of all the 19 that they've called so far. Macy was doing a great job blocking out, I thought. She was just kind of leveraging for position like you should, and they're throwing the basketball in, and we got 2 officials talking here. So we'll see
it's supposed to be 2 shots for Hart County now. They're in the double bonus.
That's right.
I'm not sure what's going on. And they're going to put...
I'm not sure they know who was
Neal at the line. I mean, I don't know. So anyway, Neal's at the line for 2 shots. First one's on the way, and it's good. I only remember seeing one of these officials in the past, and he's been around for quite a while.
Yeah,
but he's not calling anything much. I mean, the other 2 are. Second shot missed. Now what we got? Team warning. What's a team warning?
Team warning.
What is it?
Team warning. I think Piper was getting after the official a little bit and after the sequence, but John Bird has an argument now. He got a T when he got a technical warning. So.
Yeah. Well, we need to start playing some basketball out here.
That's right.
Rice with the basketball, right side, throws it, picks it off. I just threw it right across. Lazy pass, stolen away. Bertram's got it, takes it to the hole, puts it up, missed it, but draws a foul.
Little out of sorts.
Trojanettes are out of sort, and so are the officials.
Yeah.
That's 10 on Hart County. So now there have been 20 fouls called in the first half,
and that disrupts the flow of the game and disrupts both teams. You got both coaches kind of getting on you a little bit. You're better off just to let them play unless it's an obvious call you got to make.
And Bertram hits both. She's 5 out of 6 from the line now. Makes it 32-24, Barren County. 18 points for Elizabeth Bertram. Adcock in trouble. She's going to throw it away. Cross court. Nobody over there. A minute 52 left to play here in the second. And now Sturgeon will return to the Hart County lineup. She'll come in for Adcock. Ball comes into Bertram. 8-point Barren County lead. Hart County stayed in that 2-3 all night, and then Hughes tries to go up with a shot, and she's fouled. It's a nice pass from Bertram to Hughes. Foul on 25, and that is Heath. Her second. Emma Hughes will get a pair here. First one, no good. Too strong.
Shot more free throws than anything else in the game, haven't we?
Yeah. We'll have to count them up here when we get to halftime. Second shot for Hughes is in there. Gets her in the scorebook. Pushes the lead out to 9 for the Trojanettes at 33-24. Bradley with it for Hart County. Takes it left side, and then she throws it away.
She got a good screen trying to get the ball to Sturgeon. Sturgeon should have drifted to the corner instead of drifting to the top of the key. That had been a wide open 3 look for somebody who doesn't like to shoot it, but she is a good scorer.
And Bertram with the basketball in the middle goes to Ennis. Over to Rice on the right wing. Down the corner to Hughes. Back to Rice. Feeds it down in low there to Ennis. Twisting, turning move. Back to Rice. Goes baseline. Trying to go strong. Throws it across to Lockhart. Out to Bertram for the 3. No good. And a rebound. Saved in bounds. Comes into Rice. She puts it up and in one.
Liberty getting some good minutes. You can always guarantee that Liberty's going to give you 100% effort out there. Got the ball and went up strong to the hoop, didn't shy away from the contact and got it to go down for him.
And Rice with a chance to make an old-fashioned 3-point play for Barren County. And it's up and it rattles and stays.
Getting a little rhythm now.
That pushes the lead out to 12, the largest of the night for Barren County, 36-24 with a minute 14 left to play. As Sturgeon brings it up for Hart County. Takes it left side, gives to Christie. Now Christie, double team, deflected, stolen. Lobs up from Hughes to Bertram. Cuts back left, spin move. Feeds it off underneath to Lockhart. She gets fouled going up. It'll be on Christie. Her second. 13 fouls at Hart County in the first half. 10 on Barren. That's 23.
What we've done a good job, too, is overcoming 3 of our starters with foul trouble. You've got some young kids out there. You got Emma, you got Macy, you got Liberty, all giving some good minutes. Taylor Harlow was in there for a little while.
Macy Lockhart misses the first of 2. She'll have one more. Yeah, Murphy on the bench with 2, Delk with 2, Jackson with 2. Been on the bench for quite some time. Lockhart puts this one up, and it's going to trickle off the right side of the rim. Rebound to Christie for Hart County. As Sturgeon will bring it across the midcourt stripe. Angles left, now drives to the hoop, throws it up off balance and banked it in.
That's our go-to move.
Sturgeon has 13 in the first half. Half of their points. 36-26. Rice had an open look, didn't take it. Has to give it up to Hughes. Bounce pass is deflected by Sturgeon. And out of bounds. It'll stay with Barren with 31 seconds to go here in the first half. Bertram throws it in the right corner to Hughes. Back to Ennis. And it throws it behind her. Bertram thought about the 3. Gives it down to Hughes. Trying to go baseline. She's cut off by Thompson. Back out front it comes to Bertram with 20 seconds left in the half.
Pull it out and go for 1 here now when it gets the 2-3.
Rice getting some pressure from Bradley. Comes back to Bertram. Back to Rice. Bounce pass is broken up, stolen. It's Sturgeon with the basketball. Taking it to the basket. Puts it up. It's not going to count. Foul is out on the floor. Foul on Liberty Rice.
Not a terrible foul. You take away, since it's out on the floor, you take away the chance for her to get to and 1. Like I mentioned, she's only hit 3 threes all year long, so she likes to go to the hoop. She's already got a couple and 1s, so good foul by Liberty.
Haley Sturgeon, 3 of 4 at the foul line tonight with 13 first half points. The shot goes up, it's short. 7.2 to go before halftime. Barren County up 10, 36-26. Sturgeon for the second free throw toss. It's on the way, and it comes off the same way. Ennis with a rebound, and she walked. Unforced.
Give them a chance to go for the last shot here.
There's been as many turnovers as there have been fouls in this ball game, looks like.
Very close. They've got 18 turnovers, and we've got 15.
It's 33 between the two. Don't get a timeout. He called a timeout. Now 1.8 seconds to go.
Oh, he called a timeout, and the official didn't think he had the ball, so he couldn't call timeout. You should put the time back on the clock. It's 4.1 is what it should be. And if they do it the right way, that's fair enough to give them back 4.1.
I don't know, a little.
They put 4.2.
Okay, I think it was 4.2.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. But what would have happened if they made the shot?
Oh, really? I think we're all a little rattled tonight.
Yeah. They'll give the ball to the Lady Raiders at midcourt and let them play that last sequence over. It allows Coach Bird to set up a play for his girls on offense, but it allows Piper to get her defense set. I know we don't like going zone, but it might be a weird just little quirk here. We haven't thrown anything at them to change up the defense coming out of the break and just give them a new look.
Well, that's what John Bird was saying. Hey, we got the ball.
The official, I don't know what the official was saying.
It's a little crazy out there.
We're going to get up and pressure him instead of dropping back in his zone here.
Christie will throw it in for Hart County. And finally gets it in, but it's slapped out of the hands of Sturgeon by Bertram. And now 3 seconds remaining. Christie gets it into Sturgeon, throws it back to Christie, 28-footer, no good at the horn.
Good look.
That will end the first half, and Barren County on top by 10, 36-26 over Hart County. We'll come back with our halftime report, brought to you by Colton Steakhouse and Grill. And always remember, if you find a vehicle on DonFranklinAuto.com, Don Franklin will then bring that vehicle to Glasgow and let you experience the Don Franklin difference.